Well, the frost didn't get them all. There's a peach. One peach is all I see. These are really filling out, like they tend to do. That's why I keep them trimmed back so much. But one peach is all I'm seeing. Sometimes they'll pop out of nowhere. I just don't see them. Tammy found that one. I didn't think we had any. I am what I am. Now when these make peaches, they are really good. So I'll try to clone some of these. Start. Maybe send it to some of you guys warmer climates, because we don't have much luck with these. They're growing pretty good. A few years we've had quite a few peaches on them, but most of the time nothing. They grow really well though. I'll see if I can clone some of these branches, and if it works, comment below. I'll send you some. So we took our regular soil, we added a bunch of wood clippings, this size wood and smaller, sawdust, things like that to it. Then we dug up part of underneath our compost. Got this really rich soil full of all kinds of nutrients, and we're gonna mix that in, all three together, and it's gonna be our potting soil for a few other plants we're gonna start, including our peach cuttings for our propagation. So see if this works. Look at this soil. Man, that's gonna be good stuff. Peach tree propagation. So what we're looking for here is, see this green growth up in here? We want to get where more of this deadwood so where it's starting to turn brown instead of green. And we want nooks, one or two nooks close to it. So this would be a good branch, and we're going to snip that off. And maybe one of these. So, okay, so I've made sure there's at least 2 to 3 nooks. And I've stripped this back about an inch on each of these. Got my potting soil already. We're going to take some root hormone, which you don't need, but does encourage root growth. And this stuff is pre-soaked soil. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stick it down in this root, start hormone, kind of tap it off, and then we're just going to stick this straight down into the soil. Lift it up off the bottom a little bit so the roots have room to grow when they come out of the bottom there. Now I left minimal leaves, cut most of the leaves off. There's a lot of leaves on these things, so I don't want it to have to try to feed that. You could probably even cut that off. It doesn't really need it, but That's how we're gonna do it. We'll do all 4 of these and just I'll show you it says 6 weeks. So 6 weeks from now, we'll check it out and see how they're doing. Okay, so there's our fruit tree cuttings. I just threw the leaves back on top, kind of uses a mulch. Now you don't want to overwater these. Make sure it's moist, but you don't want to overwater them. And we'll just see what happens in 6 weeks. Today is June 4th. So we'll check the week after the 4th of July. See if they're alive or dead. It's really rocky, you can see. Not a lot grows out here. So we plant a lot of like flowers. Let some of those grow up because we don't want to mow all this area. But it also attracts the bees. But out here in this section, I'm going to start planting, had a grape over there. I don't think it's doing any good. Our 2 apple trees are there. And I'm going to start planting some raspberries, blueberries, that kind of stuff, fruits out here. They'll do okay in this rocky soil. You can't see it, but all the way over there, they got a whole bunch of beehives, boxes. And all these flowers over here, my crabapple tree does a good job. It flowers up, but attracts all these bees, and all these flowers will attract them too. And then that also helps with our garden. So that's what we're doing out here. We got this little raspberry plant right there. Ever-bearing. And we're going to plant that right in this old rocky hole. So there we go. Looking good. This is an ever-bearing light red. It's got lighter colors than some, but take some of this stuff. It'll grow good in all this grass, and I'll mow back here so it'll be nice and safe. Ever-bearing red raspberry. A fall-bearing, ever-bearing variety that is upright and high-yielding. High-quality berries are lighter in color than some raspberries. But we'll see what it tastes like. If she makes it. New addition to the fam. I've tried planting raspberries before and they've never really made it, so I don't know. But I've always transplanted them from the wild. This one I bought. See, here we got some blooming already. These little, see, there's already butterflies, moths, bees, everything in here. So, and I planted some taller wildflowers there where I tilled that up, and they're all coming up. But it's all just to attract bugs. I don't think this guy's gonna make it. Man, this thing's been here for years, and always had good grapes, and now I don't know, it just looks completely dead. I don't see any green whatsoever. So I don't even see anything coming up. Yeah, that's dead. That's still pretty sturdy. I don't see any starts. So I may try to propagate some of this, maybe start a new one. It's a new thing I'm trying, propagating. So I'm going to maybe take some of these sticks, see if I can't get something started. Probably same idea with the nodes. And might take till next spring, but hopefully I can get some grapes going again. Otherwise I'll dig that up and start a new plant. So, got some apples. Lots of apples. This is an old apple tree. Really good apples though. And all this fruit I'm showing you, it doesn't include what I've been growing over at my parents either. I grew a little raised bed there and a few other things, and they got an apple tree that I take care of. So help them feed others, and I've given away tomato plants and other things, and I'm just going to share the food. So that's what this is all about, feeding yourselves and feeding others. That's part of Shed Wars. Pulled a pole out of here earlier this year, and I must have planted some sunflowers or something. Look at that. A nice big sunflower coming up, a couple of them. I'm going to have to try not to hit that with the mower.
I'll give it some water.
The water that we water everything with comes out of that well, sulfur water. So it's already got magnesium sulfate and stuff in it, which is really good for the plants. I think that's why the stuff grows well, because we're kind of feeding it every time we water it. Look at that moss. Get little white flowers on it. They're really pretty. Tiny, tiny little. Pretty. Hopefully they take over all of this. So you want a quick way to plant bulbs? Get you one of these things. Potted plants, whatever. Quick and easy. I'll need that hole there. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like these videos, we have a lot more on our Patreon site. So become a $3 a month. You can become a patron and get exclusive content, stickers, and a lot more, including the Tammy Cam. So come check us out.